The Iron Islands are part of the world of A Song of Ice and Fire, a fantasy book series created by George R. R. Martin, which has been turned into the highly successful TV series A Game of Thrones. These islands are located on the west coast of Westeros and are the home of the Greyjoys, a highly dysfunctional family of raiders and Viking-like warriors. My name is Michael Klarfeld. I'm an artist from Germany, and I love creating highly detailed artworks and drawings, as well as maps of fantasy worlds. When I was a kid, I remember coming across a map of Middle-earth and looking at it for hours, fascinated. I've always wanted to achieve something similar, an artwork that people would need to look at for a long time because of all the detail. A few years ago, I created a map of Westeros. The year after that, an Essos map, and now I focused on that tiny but important part of the Iron Islands. The great thing about George R. R. Martin's magnificent literature is that his books come alive because of his meticulous world creation, which not only includes geography, but also history, mythology, genetics, and references to popular culture. And as a cartographer of his world, I wanted to do the same thing. Not only can you find a map of the islands themselves, but also the sigils of the houses who live there, the history and myths, and a family tree of the Greyjoys. There's also a bird's eye look at Pike, the main castle on the Iron Islands. I created that one by modeling the different components in a 3D program to get the perspective right. Then I printed out a render and drew it on paper with fineliners and finally touched it up in Photoshop. I did a lot of research on all of that additional information. You have the novels, the book called The World of Ice and Fire, and also a fantastic online wiki. And last but not least, there is a wonderful fan community out there who provided me with a lot of insights into the stories. In the communication process with the fans of the book, this wonderful idea took shape in my head. Why not include them into the artwork itself? A Song of Ice and Fire is already a part of them, so now they can become part of the canon too. Of course, I needed reference photos for a lot of wild-looking Viking types and psychologically unstable mass murderers, and a few highborn ladies who grew up among those grim people. I asked around via social media if people wanted to model for the different scenes, and the response was overwhelmingly positive. Now, the map features some friends of mine who produce fantastic podcasts related to A Song of Ice and Fire. I sent them rough sketches of poses they should do, and obviously they did a great job. On the map, you find drawings of Aziz, Ashaya, and Sean from the History of Westeros podcast. You have David, aka Lucifer means Lightbringer, who is portrayed as a happy, mass-murdering pirate, and also Lady Gwyn and Yolkboy from Radio Westeros. I don't know about his abdominal muscles though. I got pictures of people from mostly all across the US, so you could say that this was turning into a truly transcontinental art project. I want to especially mention Jacqueline Alford from Pennsylvania, who organized a whole photo shoot of half of the heavy metal scene of America in her backyard, and who really was the first person to actually understand what I wanted to do with all those photos. Once I got the images, I traced them in Photoshop, tweaked them, included scenery and props, and then they became part of the map. You can see the heroes of the Dawn Age, famous Ironborn, and the stories of the Grey King, one of the main legends of the islands. It took me about 10 months to finish that drawing. You can get a full-size digital version of it on my website. There are also a bunch of other goodies you can get, like line art images that you can print out in color. But hey, don't give them to kindergarten kids, that would be inappropriate. Thanks for making it through this video. My name is Michael Klarfeld. See you on the Iron Islands.